Thank you for being here. I want to welcome all of our guests, executives from DoTerra, UVU, the press. We have athletes and students in the room, and just thank you so much for being here. We appreciate it very much. There are a few seats still around. If somebody needs to grab a seat, please do so. And so for those of you who may not know me, I'm Scott Cooksey. I'm Vice President for Institutional Advancement, and we're thrilled to be here today, and so happy to be making the announcement that is planned for today. First, I want to welcome our special guest from DoTerra that we have with us, David and Lauria Sterling. David is the CEO of DoTerra. We also have founding executives with us, Corey Lindley, Mark Wolfert, Kirk Jowers, Executive Vice President with DoTerra, and several other DoTerra executives in the room. So we really appreciate you being here with us. Those that could not be here with us today but are very important to what we're announcing, other founding executives, Emily and Corey Wright, Greg and Julie Cook, Rob and Debbie Young, and David and Chrissy Hill could not be with us. But let's just give DoTerra a round of applause for making it here today. And for making this happen. In the room from Utah Valley University, we of course have President Astrid Tominas, who will speak to us in a few minutes, but we also have Vice Presidents Cameron Martin, Wayne Vaught, Associate Vice President Jacob Atkins, standing in for Val Peterson, Associate Vice President Jerry Henley, who's been very wrapped up in making all this happen today as well, Athletic Director Jared Sumption, Dean Stephen Pullen, Interim Dean Danny Horns, and representatives from both the Center for Constitutional Studies and the Women's Success Center. The press conference today will follow a format with a presentation. We will have time for personal interviews with representatives from both institutions after the presentation and the remarks. Those will happen over here to my left and right, and I'll give directions for that here in a few minutes. So all of that housekeeping is aside. I ask President Tominas to come to the stage.
I normally don't like to stand behind pulpits, but this one is short enough, so that's good. Let's just give another round of applause to DoTerra before I begin my remarks. I was in Washington, D.C. Tuesday and Wednesday, and one of my visits was to the office of Congressman John Curtis. And I walked into the office, and I immediately smelled something really good. He had a diffuser going, and I was just filled with a sense of well-being. And it was a DoTerra diffuser. So thank you to everyone for coming today to celebrate and announce what it really is a historic and momentous day for Utah Valley University. We are thrilled to announce today that DoTerra has gifted Utah Valley University with a donation worth, drum roll, $17.7 million. Are we excited? Where are my green pom-poms when I needed them? So if you guys have seen the movie The Princess Bride, have you seen that movie? There's a line in there that is an amazing line. It says, "True love, it doesn't happen every day. $17.7 million, it doesn't happen every day." This is the second largest donation in UVU's 79-year history. My team always delivers. Isn't that wonderful? I could wear this as a wig also. Over the course of the next 10 years, DoTerra will provide funds that will support scholarships, online educational opportunities, athletic programs, academic programs and centers, including the Center for Constitutional Studies, and I know we have our professors from that center here today, the Women's Success Center, which is very important to UVU's heart. We want the women to succeed, and this year, at 48%, we have the highest enrollment of women ever at this university. Other centers that will be supported include the Noorda Center for the Performing Arts, which is elevating culture and the arts in our entire neighborhood. The College of Science, which is an amazing place. I like to walk through there. My 9-year-old took 4 classes there this past summer, so now we can just appoint him as CEO of something. He would like that, but he's not yet qualified. In appreciation for DoTerra's donation, DoTerra's name will become a part of the UVU campus landscape, and I'm excited about that. It is a worthy name. It's a wonderful name. It represents many of the values that we believe in this state. So let me call out some of the places where the DoTerra name will be seen. The DoTerra Field at the UCCU Ballpark, the DoTerra Wolverine Training Dome in Vineyard. Finally, that bubble will have a name. I always get asked, what is that white thing in Vineyard? And I have to explain. Now I just say it's the DoTerra Wolverine Training Dome, the DoTerra Auditorium in the Pope Science Building, and the DoTerra Performance Center in the Rebecca Lockhart Arena. The partnership between the university and DoTerra is not one-sided. And let me call out some statistics here. DoTerra has 630 employees who are currently enrolled at UVU. I hope that they have really high GPAs. Of all the employees currently enrolled in a university, so all working people, about 64% are enrolled at UVU. So we do support many working students here. DoTerra has approximately 160 UVU alumni working for them. And when I'm done with this job, you might consider making me an offer. We have great affinity for one such employee, John Gapmeyer, who last year was the head of our Alumni Association, and John is the Director of International Sales and North Asian Markets. This past summer, we also had 3 interns, or DoTerra also had 3 interns from UVU. So this is a wonderful symbiotic relationship. The donation is a game changer for our students and our university, and I've used this term game changer since my first day. When people have presented to me their plans, I ask them, what is the game changer? You have 10 things. Tell me the one thing that's really going to make a difference. It will bolster everything that we have to offer from the arts, sciences, and athletics. And I want to just brag a little bit about our athletes, because all our athletes know I love them. You guys know that, right? So let me brag a little bit about them, because your donation is going to have a huge impact on their lives. In fall of 2018, our student athletes had an average GPA, cumulative GPA, of 3.35, and 25 student athletes had a GPA of 4.0. This is truly something that other universities could envy us for. Between 2015 and 2018, 97% of UVU teams had a 3.0 GPA or higher, and during that same time period, 95% of eligible student athletes graduated. So I love student athletes because I think they embody and personify the spirit of competition and resilience and hard work. And I encourage everyone, our faculty, our staff, our students, to show up for these events, because you will see right in front of you what it's like to work in a team you're a wrestler, then you're on your own on the mat. and what it's like to recover, what it's like to never give up. It's never over till it's over. And that is my own life story. You know, I love that spirit that we are UVU, we are Wolverines. We can do it, and we'll do it better than others, and we'll jump higher, and we'll run faster. So that's what you are supporting at this university. Increasing the financial support for scholarships will be especially important in overcoming the financial barrier to completion. It will also support our UVU Plan 2030. This is 8 strategic initiatives that we will be continuing. Some of it already started, of course, with 3 goals in mind. The first one is to enhance student success and accelerate completion. Number 2, to improve accessibility, flexibility, and affordability for all students. And number 3, to strengthen partnerships with the community. So what I just want to say, I know they have a few more bullet points they want me to say, but I think I've said enough. I just want to close by saying that great things happen because people believe in a vision. That's number 1. And great things happen because we help one another. So I remember when I was a 5-year-old girl who couldn't spell her name. And these nuns who took me in to educate me, they certainly didn't have to do that. They certainly could have left my family where we were, but they said to themselves, there's potential here, let's work with it. So the ethos of UVU that I love so much and for which I get up every day with a smile on my face is this ethos of developing human potential and helping people who are prepared to be helped and who may not even be that prepared to be helped. So DoTerra, with your vision and your donation to UVU, please know that this will impact the lives of thousands of students and their families, this whole valley, and the state of Utah. It will outlive you and it will outlive me. So thank you very, very much. And wait. And now, I have the pleasure of introducing David Sterling, CEO, and also President. No? Chairman of the board? Okay. Let me do that again. And now I have the pleasure of introducing David Sterling, CEO and Chairman of the Board of DoTerra.
I'm a little bit taller than President Tumines, so I'll just have to say that it is a pleasure and an honor to be here today and to be standing in for my partners here, also here, and any one of which who could stand up here today and do this with great effectiveness. But we are just honored to be here and to be a part of this new consummated relationship with Utah Valley University. I love President Tumines. I remember she came and we met for about an hour in my office before her inauguration, and it was amazing to get to know her, the very humble backgrounds that she came from, and then the vision that she has for Utah Valley University, and I'm going to kind of state it like this. My version of it is we see you where you are, and we're going to take you to much greater places. And we accept everyone. Utah Valley University now is the largest university in the state of Utah, and projected to become actually much larger in the years to come. So fascinating growth. I grew up in this valley. I watched this little Utah UVU start from really was a trade school. That's what it was known for. Whenever I would come on campus, it would be visiting the automotive training center or things like that, mostly trades. And then it was fun to watch it then move to becoming a college and more of an academic college, and then move to becoming a university, and finally to what it's becoming today. Many of the programs of which are fantastic. They rival any of programs here in the state of Utah and other schools. And so we like to hire from them. As President Tuminas said, we have a lot of employees that come from Utah Valley University, and we recognize that. So maybe just a couple of things. DoTerra has had an ethos of giving back for a very long time. And it started early in our history. We're only an 11-year-old company, but it started back in 2010. We made our first trip to Guatemala with our Healing Hands humanitarian effort there and started our first projects there. Since then, that has grown to become much, much, much larger. I think Mark Wolfert, who oversees our Healing Hands initiatives, reported 100 projects last year that DoTerra's, over 100 projects that DoTerra's involved in now, just last year. And many of these, some of these are very, very large, significant projects. Many of them are centered around education. We've built a lot of schools around the world now. Also healthcare. We've built a lot of clinics. One of the major projects we've had going on for 2-3 years now in Somalia, of all places, is nearing completion, very close to completion in the Sanag region, serving about 500,000 people that have absolutely no access to health care at all. And this facility, health facility, has about 9 different structures. And anyway, it should be opening up for business here at the end of this year. And so we're very excited about that one. But thank you. Just some interesting, I popped a couple of slides out that I had to try to keep up on the changing numbers right before I ran over here, but some interesting numbers. DoTerra, as we have a natural product, it means that it comes from all over the world in our essential oils, and it also means that a lot of these essential oils come from third world developing markets, and or developing countries, I should say. We're now up to having over 500,000 lives directly impacted in jobs with the production and distillation and so forth of our essential oils, and another 500,000 lives impacted by our social impact initiatives. We call this, we've bumped over that 1 million life mark now, and we call this our co-impact sourcing initiative. And basically, we build these large cooperatives around the world in producing these essential oils, remove the middlemen, and try to get much more significant funds, sometimes raising 5, 6, 7 times the amount of money that the very poor people are receiving for what they do. And then we bring in the Healing Hands piece on top and build schools, health facilities, water systems, whatever's needed. Orphanages, it just depends what that country's need is. And so this is a fascinating, exciting part. And so it's a very logical extension for us, both because we love this community, because we employ a lot of Utah Valley University students, and because we love education and recognize the power that it has in truly changing the world. Today, DoTerra, just a couple of interesting little numbers here. Maybe we now over 3,600 employees in the company in 25 different offices around the world. We also produce close to, on an average day now, we produce close to 340,000 bottles of our essential oils. It's a lot of essential oil. And so it's becoming quite large and quite significant in that regard. Have some wonderful relationships as we move into this medical space. Excited about UVU's healthcare programs that they have. The amazing nursing program, among others, and some of these with Hudson Cancer Institute here in the state of Utah, Intermountain Healthcare, also state of Utah, St. Elizabeth's Healthcare, and mostly cancer treating hospitals in the greater Cincinnati area, and then the University of Mississippi also. And so just some fun things there. But I think a lot of us have a lot of personal connections with Utah Valley University. As President Tuminas mentioned, some of the things that we've gotten involved in years past here have been the Women's Success Center. We love that. We love trying to make sure that women who enter the educational system make it all the way through, which is really what this center focuses on, both help sometimes financially and with coaching and so on and so forth. The Autism Center, this is another thing that we love to get behind and be a part of it, and this by extension has started to become something that we do in other parts of the world. In Rwanda, we just helped them start their first autism school in Kigali, and just recently got recognition of autism and support from their government there. And then, of course, the Center for Constitutional Studies, one of the crown jewels here of Utah Valley University, and just making waves in the world. Utah Valley University's students that are participating in that regard are starting now to actually impact. They're coming up on the radar of major institutions in the world that are known for this, and that's been fascinating and fun to watch as well. So again, pleasure to be here, an honor to be here, and to be able to have this partnership with Utah Valley University. We're very proud. We love the faculty, the administration here, and of course the students. Thank you.
Wow doesn't seem to be the best descriptor that I can come. It doesn't seem to do it justice, but that's the best I can come up with right now. It's very unusual, and if you go back and look at large gifts going to universities all across the country, it's unusual that one gift like this is impacting so many areas of our university. Athletics, the academic areas, the programming areas, and all of that turns into it's helping students all across this university. Many large gifts all go to a single entity within a university, to athletics or naming a college or a school or a building or something like that. This one is spread across. So DoTerra, we really appreciate your vision and your insight on that, and this university is grateful for it. This is a great day. I've already challenged some of my colleagues and all the administrators that I work with, my peers. We need to do something like this every Friday. Every Friday. If we don't get 17.7 every Friday, we still need a threshold of about 10 or more every Friday. So again, I want to thank you all for being here today. This is a very special moment at Utah Valley University. We hope it's a special moment for DoTerra as well. We're very pleased that we've been able to share it with you.